Oh, what I was saying was, oh yeah, because you can't just fast travel. You can later in the game, right? Or no?
Well, I can fast travel to worlds I've been to,
That's
but I
right.
haven't been to this one.
Okay, that makes sense. Speaking of fast travel, no, I was talking about in Skyrim. There's this item called the Wabberjack, and I think it does a random magic spell. But the funniest things is every once in a while it'll do a transform spell. So you'll be fighting somebody and you can turn them into, like... It always likes to turn them into either a chicken or a Daedric Prince.
Really? Daedric
Princes are so... They're... I don't think they're not... They might be the strongest non-boss characters. I don't know. I know that they're supposed to be higher up.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is, though... Skyrim's leveling system makes it so that you can, like... If you really stick with it, which, I mean, if you're playing Skyrim, if you're playing any of the Elder Scrolls games, you're going to want to stick with it for a while. Skyrim's problem, though, is after a while, you're just dropping Daedric Princes left and right. You just get better gear, you've leveled up to a point where you're, like, really fucking good. And you just become kind of like a god, and that's my biggest issue with Skyrim, is after... It's one of the only RPGs I've played that gets too easy.
Mm-hmm.
Oblivion, I think, stays perfect throughout. Morrowind is more difficult than Oblivion, I'd say. I really want to sit down and play Morrowind sometime. I think it'll be easier if I have, like, some other motivation other than just to play it.
I want to sit down and play Morrowind on a CRT with that map.
If we had a Morrowind party, if you, me, and Alan had a Morrowind party, I would totally...
We can do that.
Yeah.
There's
all
no
three of
reason
us,
we can't do that.
We all three have copies of Morrowind.
Yeah.
I have it on PC, you have it on Xbox?
Yeah. Original Xbox, which I can use the 360.
Yeah.
And if I get a VCR, I can use the AV cables on the 360 and use it to switcheroo into that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I can use the 1985 General Electric wood paneling TV that I have.
I love how you have a General Electric wood paneled alarm clock to go with it.
Yeah.
You have such a specific aesthetic. It's General Electric wood paneling.
I didn't even think about that. They are both General Electric, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. My dad used to work for them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I think I had a grandpa or something, like a great-grandfather, actually, that worked for them.
People would ask me what my dad does, and I'm like, he works at the light bulb company. Their logo used to be a light bulb.
You did not play this world when you did this game.
You didn't want me to. You said it wasn't that fun.
I didn't think you'd have fun with it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're deciding for me now? I'm joking.
It's very big. It's very easy to get lost in.
Yeah, I would have hated it.
Because everything looks alike. And it adds, this whole new dimension to traveling. So...
I would have liked the new dimension, but I would have definitely gotten lost.
But I'm saying the new dimension, it doesn't incorporate it very well, because it's very fucking easy to get lost around here.
What are you doing?
I have to... It's a tutorial thing. You just have to keep catching up with Flounder.
Oh. Jesus, Sebastian!
This is also the longest world. I mean, the longest Disney World in the game. Simply because of how long it takes to get everywhere.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It's like the longevity you don't want.
It is.
I've read that stealth games are the only games that you want to have No. Stealth and thriller type games, which usually have stealth incorporated in them, are the only games you want downtime in. I have to agree, like, when I'm playing a horror game and there's a lot of downtime, it's torturous in the best way. You're just like, fuck, something's gonna happen. And then when it finally does, there's a little bit of release.
Yeah.
Unless it's a chase, in which case that's the scariest thing.
I don't know. There are certain games where I like downtime. Like, I appreciate downtime in Zelda games every now and then.
I like downtime if there's a...
And I don't consider those to be thrillers in any way.
The thing is, what's downtime in one game may not be downtime in another game. If you're playing a game with really heavy social aspects, that's considered the gameplay. That's like the action. That's what you're in it for. You know what I mean? I'm actually super excited for the new Spider-Man. Because they say that there's a lot of shit you have to do as Peter Parker just living his life.
Oh, that's cool.
And that sounds, yeah. Like, L.A. Noire has action sequences, but they're not, like, everything else isn't considered downtime.
Yeah.
The action sequences are just honestly there to, add some extra excitement, really. The actual detecting is considered the main part of the gameplay, and that's not considered downtime.
Okay.
Downtime is...
In a Zelda game, let's say, because I use that as an example. In Breath of the Wild's case, of course, there's a lot of downtime, just kind of walking around exploring.
Yeah.
Which I do like. A lot of people like.
Well, again...
But also, there are side quests where it's just like, go find these ingredients somewhere and bring them to me. Like, and I enjoy doing that. In something like Ocarina of Time, there are quests like... go catch a fish, you know? Okay, that takes a while, but it's relaxing. I mean, I like that kind of stuff. Sometimes.
What I'm saying is, you could kind of not consider those downtime, even. With Breath of the Wild, exploring, yeah, that's like a main aspect. Like, you're supposed to enjoy that. You know what I mean? That's one of the draws it has. When I'm saying downtime, I'm talking about getting from point A to point B with no exploration.
Yeah.
Like, in a linear game. Or, like...
I need to stop fighting these Heartless and just get to the place. Because it's going to take me forever if I don't.
If you have to, like, wait to attack something, or if you have to, like... I guess that's not even considered down, because you're, like... But you know what I mean. Like, it's...
I do know what you mean.
Anytime you're not really playing. Longer cutscenes...
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. That's gonna be probably my biggest complaint of Kingdom Hearts 2. I am not a big fan of long cutscenes, just in general.
You know what, though? The thing is, it's really good for riffing. Like,
that's good, yeah.
It's more like watching a weird anime that's got really amazing boss fights every now and then.
I feel like a lot of maybe Kingdom Hearts is a bad example because they're great for riffing, but like I feel like a lot of games get bogged down by cutscenes.
Yeah. Honestly, I agree with you. Kingdom Hearts, on the other hand, I don't know. It's because it is a JRPG at heart, even though it is an action game, obviously. I just expect a lot of cutscenes out of a JRPG, specifically a Square Enix JRPG. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is definitely, like, a little too much. The other ones afterwards kind of tone it down, but they still do have a ton of cutscenes. But honestly, I like them. I've always enjoyed the Kingdom Hearts cutscenes.
My biggest issue is, like, a lot of cutscenes, I don't know, it, like, kills the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate it when the cutscenes and the gameplay don't match up.
Right.
Like, when you can be a bullet sponge, but then you get shot and you're, like, heavily injured, and it's like, that's not fucking cool.
Maybe Kingdom Hearts was a bad example, because I play these games primarily to watch the story unfold as I'm going through it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, maybe, like, cutscenes in something like a Mario game. That would definitely bog it down.
This is a game that... Well, I heard about a game series you love has a huge issue with,
What?
gameplay not matching the cutscenes, like physics and stuff like that.
What?
The Uncharted series.
That's absolutely true. However, I think it's hilarious.
Okay. Well,
it seems like it's played for laughs most of the time.
Okay, I'm gonna
To
say.
be honest.
I'll say something. I think you in particular, just you have a hard time disliking certain things, and that's like definitely a plus. You get more enjoyment than most people do out of stuff like this.
But, okay, in the case of Uncharted, though, I will say the first game, it does it a little bit like, you know, in the cutscenes, Nathan Drake is just like, you know, invincible, but it doesn't like go overboard with it. But then when people started talking about it, the later games amp it up a little bit more and more.
Okay.
So it's kind of intentional. But yeah, there are tons of times in the Uncharted series where you're just like, no, you're dead, bro. And he just gets up, not a scratch on it.
That's why I decided if I'm doing cutscenes, I would rather... I'd give them I would either do them really short, not that common, or I would make it really worth it to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, I don't want to say too much because like I don't want to say too much about certain projects. But one of the things I had an idea for one of our projects is that the cutscenes would be 2D animated.
Okay.
Like hand-drawn 2D animation, which, you know, would fucking be difficult as hell. But I think, yeah, that would be fucking fantastic if we could pull that off. A lot of the Bethesda games, what they'll do is they'll start off with a cutscene and they'll end with not even a cutscene, but like an epilogue. And then like every time there could have been a cutscene, they honestly just have it so your character can't really move for a short time.
Yeah. There's
no like stop, loading screen, and then cinematic cameras. I think that takes me out of it too. But I understand the loading screen is not something that is just they could just do without.
I always wish that companies just found ways around loading screens.
Mortal Kombat found a really good way around. Mortal Kombat Injustice, those games found an interesting way around it.
I think there's a torn page in here. Yeah, that's it.
Although no,
that's a cottage. Sorry, go on.
I have one sort of issue with the first Mortal Kombat has one cutscene that is ridiculously long. And after that cutscene, there's a fight. And if you quit the game during that fight, you have to sit through that massive cutscene again, and there's no skip option because of the way they have it set up. But what they do is the cutscenes, and I know this sounds like it shouldn't be possible, but it is. The cutscenes load while you're fighting, and the fighting part loads while the cutscene's going.
Okay.
Like in the background. And they kind of switch. What happens is they do like... It's so cool because they'll have like the characters talking, and then they'll start talking, and you're like, oh, fight's gonna come up? Sorry.
It's okay.
The fight's about to come up, and then they'll say something, and then it will switch, the camera will go around, and then it will fight. And there's no stopping or loading screen between them.
Yeah.
Although, if you put the controller down in no time, then you're fucked, because, like, the fight starts and you're not ready. Do you think we'll ever play the Mortal Kombat games on this channel?
Yeah.
All of them? No, I'm joking.
I mean, maybe eventually.
I gotta get Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah.
It's got a tournament mode. That would be really fun to do with, like, a lot of people.
I'm not just fighting these Heartless for the hell of it. You actually have to clear out this room so that you can befriend this dolphin over here.
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. It is.
You know what game...
In this world, you're limited to 3-hit combos, no matter how many upgrades you've gotten. So...
You know what game series I've always wanted to get into, but I'm scared because of the cutscenes?
What?
Metal Gear. I hear that the cutscenes are, like, ridiculous. Like, it's like...
That's true. I don't know, though. That's I've only played Metal Gear Solid, the first one. In that case, too, I just feel like that's another series where I would play it primarily to see the story unfold, because the story's batshit insane, I've heard.
Well, me too, but like...
So I really... Yeah,
At what point do you make it just a movie, you know what I mean?
I don't know, because... I don't know. When there's a lot of gameplay interspersed within those tons of cutscenes as well. So I don't mind that. If a game is 50% cutscenes, as long as the 50% of gameplay is really good and the 50% of cutscenes are really interesting, then yeah, I don't care. That's just my opinion, though.
My issue comes when they're both frequent and long. Mm-hmm. Those two together make me angry because I'll be playing. I hate it when there's like a short bit of gameplay between two long cutscenes. Mm-hmm. It feels like, why the fuck? Why not just
that is one thing that bothers me. I really don't mind long cutscenes, but when they give me a long cutscene and then Kingdom Hearts 2 does this a lot, and it makes me kind of angry. Like they'll show me a 10-minute cutscene. Again, I don't care. But then they'll give me control of Sora again and say, okay, I have to walk forward a bit into another room. Then another cutscene starts.
That's awful.
Like,
right?
Why? Just make it, just transition into the next cutscene. Like, it would not bother me at all to have long cutscenes if they didn't fucking make me play for 2 seconds in between them.
Also, I also don't like it when something in a cutscene... I don't quite
remember where I'm supposed to go here.
When something in a cutscene could be explained during gameplay. Does that make sense?
Right.
When a character says something, like, I feel like Kingdom Hearts 2 does this a lot too, where they'll like have the characters say something really quick. They'll go into a cutscene, have the characters say something, and then it goes into a fight. And it's like, why not just have the characters say that while they're fighting or something like that?
Because it's an older game. Nowadays would. Like Final Fantasy 15. Characters talk all the time during gameplay. In this series, they wouldn't do that.
Yet. Okay, like Kingdom Hearts 3 maybe.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is that just something that they didn't think of, or is it like actually a limitation? Because I can't see a reason why they couldn't do that, other than just not thinking of it. I'll admit, like, I didn't come up with that idea on my own.
I don't know. I'm not a programmer. I don't know how hard it would be. Mm-hmm. I do know that it is more of a new thing to do that, though.
Also, my complaints with a cutscene fully go away when they're skippable.
Right. Well, yeah, all the cutscenes, except for this game, the very first one, which they've done away with in Final Mix. Yeah, all the Kingdom Hearts cutscenes were skippable.
Okay. Oh, so Final Mix even made the Kingdom Hearts 1 skippable?
Yeah, it's skippable in this version.
Awesome. Some people do not like it when like new releases change certain things, but like sometimes it's nice. Banjo-Kazooie, some people were upset that like the re-release made it so that, yeah.
Skippable cutscenes, that's another thing that I have feelings about. I really don't mind if you can't skip the cutscene on the first time you're watching it. But after that, I should be able to fucking skip it.
Yeah. If you're replaying something and you already know the story. Because that's the thing about video games is you can keep playing them. You can like write... Oh god, a shark. I don't like sharks. I don't know if we've ever discussed this on the show. It's super cartoony and it still bothers me. Not a lot. I can look at it.
I like how the characters just stand there. Like
Donald is fucking smiling. I don't get... Why is Donald smiling in every Kingdom Hearts thing? He's never been a smiley person in any other work of fiction. He's the uptight one,
I don't know if he's smiling. I mean, look at him.
That's smiling for him, because he usually has like a straight up frown.
Oh shit, I gotta fight the shark.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't like sharks. They're just... They look like... Great whites specifically. They look like the devil designed them. You know what I mean? They have 3 rows of razor-sharp teeth, and right before they attack, their pupils enlarge so that their eyes are, like, completely black. It's such a fucking, like... How can we make this animal scarier? They smell blood, which is fucking freaky as shit. That's how they hunt. Like, all this stuff makes sense scientifically. It's just also terrifying.
I love you.
Me too.
Alright.
They move almost gracefully, too, which is
kind
of
that
freaks me out.
trident back to Ariel's little hut. Her hideout. It's called her grotto. What's a grotto?
I will Google it. A small picturesque cave, especially an artificial one in a park or garden.
Oh, that's definitely what this is. Except it's not artificial.
What an ugly word for such a beautiful thing.
It's a real life. Here we
Grotto.
go. Into the grotto.
It sounds like ghetto.
Ariel's ghetto. Yay.
He's got dark. Like the, when I hear the word ghetto, I immediately think of, like before the Holocaust, the Jewish ghettos.
I told you not to leave the palace.
Yo, I love that statue. If they show it again.
Daddy, no!
I'm gonna zap it.
Hey.
How could
I
you
fought
zap
a shark
it?
for that.
What is it? What was that?
It was a thing.
Young man, you're not from another ocean. You're from another world.
Busted.
Then you must be the key bearer.
How did you know?
You have
You're a
earth.
fool, Eric.
You have
You
land
can't fool me.
people
You
nipples.
don't know your dorsal fin from your
I can
tail.
tell.
As the key bearer, you must already know one must not meddle in the affairs of other worlds.
Of course I know that,
But it's really fun.
You have violated this principle.
I'm full of childlike wonder.
Matters peace.
I don't know better.
Ruin.
Oh, Sora's not like that.
He's full of childlike wonder.
For saving my soul. But
Gorge.
there is no room in my ocean for you or your king.
I'm sure it's not that big.
The poor child suffers such deep sorrow. What a pity. If only there was something we could do. Wait, maybe she can
The plot of this world
yes,
is pretty much the plot of the movie,
help you.
but without any of the surface world stuff,
Thank God.
She will surely help you.
which
She make all her dreams
doesn't
come true.
make sense, really, because
That's true.
in Kingdom Hearts 2, it's the same thing all over again, but with the surface world stuff.
you're Ursula. Well, I was just wondering if...
It's all right.
Like, why the fuck would you trust Ursula after all this?
Let me guess. You wish to see other worlds.
It's not too out of character for Disney characters, though.
Oh, your friends came from another world. What?
No one's like, oh, the motivations of the Disney characters are so well nuanced.
No, cheer up, sweetie. You have something special too.
Ooh, she must be so naive. They're being really fucking, like, suspicious. They're just being really sinister when talking to her.
I got a mega potion.
You're
You
gonna
see that
steal-
shit?
You're just gonna steal her shit?
Yeah.
Wait, there's a statue in here that
Where?
like,
Where is it?
I thought I
Is it
saw.
up?
I thought it was down, but it could be. Oh, I saw it in the cutscene. Candelabras everywhere. Damn, I thought I saw the statue.
What did it look like?
It looked like a person, but not.